Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 with episode 12 of my Monster Feed the Beast server play series. Last time we were able to get the Ender Quarry, but in between episodes I decided to do a little bit of farming. All of the farm that I have over here is probably going to be moved to my new area. I just created a larger agriculture area where I'm going to put all of my plants. So far I've relocated some of them, and I decided to make my paths 3 wide, so it required me to move some of these water blocks, but I haven't moved them quite yet because I was waiting for them to actually become mature since they were already partially grown. Most of these are mature now, so I should be able to move them. But I'm going to expand this all out and basically get a constant supply of food available for myself. Right now this isn't chunk loaded, so it's only going to grow whenever I'm in the area. But at the end of the last episode, I said that I was going to start working on ore processing, dealing with all of the ores that I would be getting in from the nether. But unfortunately, I was looking at my resource levels, and I do not have enough like gold or diamonds or anything like that. So I need to work a little bit more on my Ender Quarry to be able to get me the resources before I can actually start processing them in an automated fashion. So let me go ahead and get the materials and figure out how I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Well, after some experimentation, I realized that the wooden fences that I was using for the Ender Quarry in the Nether has the chance of catching on fire. So I started looking at some of the other fences, and it looks like there's plenty in here. And I think I'm going to go with something a little bit more cheap, which is going to be the cobblestone fence. And there's plenty of different types of cobblestone, but I'm just going to go with the normal cobblestone. So this is only the forged micro blocks, 4 posts, and 3 pillars. And the way you create those is with the saw that I had created before. So let me go ahead and cut these down. So here's a stack of slabs. And if you cut them sideways, it gives you the pillars. And if you cut them again in a vertical way, you get your posts. There we go. So if I were to put these like this, it was 3? Yeah, there we go. So now I can start creating. Should probably just put these in the system so that they handle it a little bit better. And right now I have 42. So I'll probably want maybe 3 stacks of these because I would like to make um, a large square for my quarry. So let me go ahead and construct those off camera, and we'll go on to the next step. Alright, I was able to create 3 stacks of these cobblestone fences. I may need more in the future, but I'm not sure right now. But in order to place those, I don't want to walk around and place them myself because that would get old pretty quickly. So what I want to do is automate it a little bit by creating a turtle. And this is with ComputerCraft. I'm just going to go with a gold or the advanced one for now. I may not be able to, so let me see. I forgot that I don't have enough of the gold right now. So let me create a computer, and to create a turtle you just surround that with iron. So now we will need a mining turtle. And that's just a pickaxe with a turtle. And I don't think I have enough diamonds. I don't have any diamonds. Can I convert these back into a normal diamond? Oops. Diamond shard. There they are. I may not be able to convert them back into normal diamonds. So I might have to at least go and find 3 diamonds in order to create the pickaxe needed for this turtle. Whenever I was looking for diamonds, I actually found enough gold where I can create an advanced turtle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that's all there is to it. And I was able to find a pocket of diamonds, and fortunately with my Fortune 3, no pun intended, pickaxe here, even though it's named incorrectly, I was able to multiply the amount of diamonds that I got back, which is really good. Oops, I just threw it back in there, and there we go. Now I have a mining turtle. So I am planning to do this in a way that it will be able to take a command and dig all the way to a number that I give it, such as 50. So if I want a square of 50 by 50 by 50 by 50, this will be able to do that. It'll dig out a hole and place the fences automatically for me. So let me go ahead and come in here. I won't do a lot of the ComputerCraft on here, mainly because I forget a lot of it. It's the Lua development language, so I may have to remind myself how to actually do this. And I'm going to set a label because with a label, so if I were to edit a file, like foo, and go ahead and save it, exit, you can see that I have foo there. Whenever I pick up the turtle and place it back, it retains the data that I put on it. But if you don't label it and you break it, then it loses everything. So be sure to label your turtles and your computers as soon as you lay them down for the first time. So let me go ahead and start writing a simple program. I don't think I need to deal with too much, because if it were the overworld, then you have to deal with sand and gravel. But I don't have to do too many error corrections whenever doing the nether. So let me go ahead and do that. Alright guys, I took a lot of time to make this work fairly well, and I am actually pretty happy with it. Right now it does require the fences to be in slots 1 through 8. One fence needs to be in that spot, and that's basically just a comparison, so that whenever it's placing the blocks, it's able to compare. Because whenever we're digging out the tunnel, it's going to be filling up all of these slots with other blocks, and we don't want to deploy one side with fences, but then accidentally redeploy or place netherrack or any of the other ores that it might pick up on the way. So I created 2 programs, one called deploy and the other one remove. So let's take a look at the deploy. I won't go into too much detail as to the code behind this. So basically all it does, prints out some statements telling you which slots each item needs to be in. So we have a fuel slot, we have a fence matcher, and that's the one that I mentioned before. And it asks for two things: a length, basically how far you want to take the fence, and L or R for the turn direction. And then all it does is iterate through the four different sides, um, goes forward, refuels, places the block, and then it finishes. And let's go ahead and try this out rather than going through the code. So you place the turtle, and it will actually dig out right below it, and that will be the first fence. And then it'll place all of the fences below. So it's going to be digging forward and down at the same time, all the way around, depending on which direction that you want. And then whenever it finishes, it will actually move one forward. That way, since the fences are going to be connecting in this one spot, this is where the Ender Quarry is going to be. So I made sure that the turtle will move one spot forward. That way we don't have to actually break it whenever we want to place the quarry and maybe put the trash can on top of it. So let's go ahead and try this out. Let's just give it a short length, maybe like 5. And let's say turn direction left. So now it'll just go through, dig, and place all of the other fences accordingly. And you can see that each side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it handles gravel. I decided to go ahead and write the code to handle the gravel because it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. And this side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And sorry about the particle effects. I found some of the brown geostrata crystals, and I decided to go ahead and create the little lamp for it, and it gives you saturation 3. That way I don't have to eat so much whenever I'm at my base. So here it comes, almost done. Turns, moves forward, and then it's done. So it says fences deployed, moved forward 1 to avoid quarry. So that's very helpful. So whenever you're using this, you just break that one fence, place the quarry, the engine or generators or whatever you want, and then you're ready to go. Alright, so let's test out the other direction, because there's a remove script, and I basically did the same thing with that. I copied the code actually and just changed a few parts just to make it remove instead of actually placing the fence. So if we remove, it will still need the fuel slot, so that whenever it goes forward, it actually needs fuel to move. So let me say 5 and left. And notice that it went back, and then it's just going to go down, mine all of the other blocks, and return. One thing to note, however, is that if the quarry is here, it'll mine the quarry as well. So you may want to pay attention to that. Alright, so now it's done. So now let me go ahead and take this, empty its contents, and run to the nether and place it down and see what we can do. Alright, so I made it back to the nether, and you can see that it did a pretty good job with replacing all of the blocks with dirt, so that's a good sign that it was able to actually complete everything that we needed. And this isn't square, so I'm not going to use my turtle on it. I thought about using my turtle to pick this up, but right now my program only handles a square. I guess it could be modified at some point to actually take into account for any kind of error correction like that. So if it's digging something out and it doesn't see the fence, then it should probe around for it. But I'm not going to worry about anything like that at this point. I just want to go ahead and create something quick. So I am going to place it right there because of the fact that it will dig down or place the fences below it. So I'll want to have it at least one higher than that. And let me go ahead and put the fences. And as you can see, I lost one of my fences somewhere. I think during my testing, I must have dropped it somewhere. Not sure. And I need my fuel source. So let me go ahead and deploy. And let's just do, let's see, if my math is right, we can do probably a length of 45. So let's just hope for the best. And I want to turn left. And let's go ahead and wait for that to come around. And I will be back as soon as it makes its way all the way around, or if it has any problems deploying the fences and gets stuck. Alright, I think I found my first problem. I was just following the turtle through the little cave, and I got killed by a bunch of hellfish, and for some reason I'm not absorbing this experience. Maybe it's because I'm on a fence. That's pretty annoying. But the problem lies in the fact that the turtle stopped. Or I'm pretty sure it stopped because I died and had to... Oh no! There it is again. Let me eat. Yeah, it stopped right there. Try to not die from hellfish again. And I'm going to die. Come on, regen. I don't know why I can't absorb this experience. I mean, it's attracted to me, but it just doesn't want to stay with me. That's kind of annoying. Killed all those hellfish and I can't even get the benefits from it. Alright, so the reason the turtle stopped is because this chunk unloaded, and whenever chunks unload and reload, turtles start over. So that is not good. I can... What is hitting me? Is it these things? What are these? Thorn vines. Okay. Maybe that's what I was hitting earlier. I could come up with some fancy system to maybe have multiple turtles go simultaneously and drop the chunk loaders while it's going, but I may not do something that fancy right now. I think what I'll do is, I guess I need to pick this up, and maybe I can just have him start over. Let me run back to my base and grab a chunk loader, and just while the turtle is going around, I can place the chunk loader and then just pick it up whenever the turtle's done. Okay, so I made it back to the nether and I placed the chunk loader that I just created. If I do my math right, if I go out, what was it, 45 blocks, and there's 16 blocks in a chunk, I should only have to do about 2 or 3 in radius. But just to be on the safe side, because this isn't going to be a long-lived chunk loader, I just want to be safe and probably just up it to 4. And I'm going to go ahead and run this again. Even though it's got the fences down here, it's fine. I'll just eat the cost of the fuel that it takes and go ahead and run those again. So deploy, And I think it was 45, I hope. And let me just let it run. So now, since I have a chunk loader, I can actually go back to my base, do whatever I want, and whenever I come back, the turtle should be right here. I just noticed that on the mini map, you can kind of see the trail right here as to where the turtle is, and I can see blocks changing right there. So I'm assuming the turtle is just about ready to head back this way. Well, the turtle made it all the way around, and it stopped right after the starting point, which is exactly the way it was programmed. One thing that I didn't mention before is in the default configs for the nether ores, there's a chance that the ores will explode, but that's been turned off on the server. So before you actually go into the nether and start trying to mine anything out, be aware that it's possible that your mining turtle will actually explode because it simulates a player whenever it's mining through. So it doesn't matter that it's not a player. The ores will still have that percentage chance of exploding. So now that we have the fence, I'm assuming that it's gone all the way around. I am going to put my quarry here and make sure that the boundary, yeah, so successfully established boundary. So that does mean that the fences go all the way around, 45 blocks on each side. So now all I have to do is move all of this stuff over, and I might do this in a way where if I run this again, I can make it turn right next time. So I don't want to put anything over here because it'll be in the way whenever it comes back around. So I might put my power underneath. Unfortunately, the power and lava stay in here. Well, maybe not the lava, but the power actually stays in there. So let me put my trash can in here with my filter on netherrack and tainted soil as I had before. Move my ender tank, make sure that it's putting the lava in there, and it is. And now let me put my ender chest down so that it can start capturing the ores that are collected. And because the base is loaded, chunk loaded, it's going to disappear almost immediately. So now that the turtle's back, I don't need this here anymore. We have an automated system to place fences everywhere we need. Back at my base, I'm taking a look at my ME system and seeing what kind of ores that we have, and it looks like we're getting quite a few. Kind of wish that we had more ardite and cobalt. Well, we got 2 cobalt now, which is good. And that is annoying sound. Must be nighttime outside. Alright, so there we go. Let me add that in there, start that process, and see if we can start repairing more of my tools. I did add an extra modifier, and that's why I went through so much gold, because you can add in Tinker's Construct an additional, you actually have 2 modifiers that you can add, Yeah, let me take care of this guy. It's almost morning. There's 2 additional modifiers that you can add even after you have exhausted all of the default modifiers that you get. And to do that, one way, the cheaper way, is this one right here. So additional modifier, just a block of gold and a diamond will give you that 1 additional modifier slot. And Enderman, I decided to use the slime for auto repair, and it's been doing pretty well. The pick was down to, I think, 20 durability, like down in the bottom left-hand corner. You can see it's 40 now. It's just slow, but hopefully it's faster than what I'm actually using it for. Let me see right here. So the attaching the moss, it will allow it to repair itself. Oh, sunlight. I haven't been outside, so that's probably why it hasn't been repairing. Oh, and you can see that it went up to 41 just a while ago. Let me go in the sunlight and see if it repairs a little bit faster. When looking at my inventory, I realized that I still have the chunk loader on me, and I don't want to have to carry that around or even keep track of where it's at. So I want to replace the current import bus. It's a precision import bus because I don't think there's any way to do a blacklist with it. So I'm going to create one of these transfer nodes. And I think I have one of these, and that'll create me 1 item transfer node. And I believe I need a filter. And one of these. What am I missing? Piece of string. Fortunately, I have this cotton in my inventory. There we go. Cool. So by default, a filter is going to be a whitelist. I think if I create like a redstone torch, how does that work? Inverted. There we go. So with a redstone torch, it'll actually invert it. So now anything that I put in here, it's going to be blacklisted. So let me do that. And let me see if this will actually work. I created an ME interface, and that's basically an inventory that can just accept items and automatically import them into the system. And I'm going to place that right there. So if I shift click that, it'll go into the exported items and it just goes into my ME system. So here I am going to put my chest up there, transfer node below it. Oh, I guess I don't need any more pipes. And in the transfer node, I am going to put, not that, that was not what I was wanting to do. Shift clicking will apparently just shove it right in there. Filter. So let me grab that back. I think I have to put it in one of the 4 slots below for upgrades. Okay. And if I were to put these cables in there, you can see how they're just getting pulled out. Kind of slow. I might upgrade it later, but the Ender Quarry isn't extremely fast right now. But if I put that there, it will not pull it out because it's in a blacklist. Cool. So now if I were to go back into the Nether, which I'll do here in a second, I will have access to this. And anytime that I need to add additional things just to keep safe in the Ender chest, I will come down here, put the item filter on, and they will just stay in the ender chest. I came back into the nether just to check out how things were doing, and it looks like it's actually doing pretty well with clearing out all of these blocks. And if I check my chest, you can see that I have my chunk loader. So if I want to place it again for the turtle to be able to lay more pipe or fence, it'll be able to do that. So now I have a really good system going. And I am going to open up the turtle here, and those two programs, I'm going to go ahead and paste bin both of those. So there's the deploy one, and paste bin put the remove. So you can use both of those, just run those commands, and you'll be able to play around with this little program that I wrote, and you'll be able to get your own thing. And remember, if you're doing it in the nether, make sure that these are cobblestone fences or something that won't catch on fire if this turtle actually digs through lava. And also chunk loaders, you'll have to have a chunk loader. And with the monster pack, make sure that you have the explosions turned off. And if you don't want to turn off the ore explosions, I would not recommend running this program in the nether. Otherwise, your turtle will basically get destroyed because the explosions can be pretty big. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you can hit the like button, it would really help me out. And if you like this series, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And for now, this is goodbye.